Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1121, and today is the topic that is the origin of the word forensic science and its history. So this forensic science is a very interesting, very important science today, and the word forensic is having lot of meaning today. And of course the word science is originated from a Greek. So two words are here. One is forensic, and other which is attached is science. So the forensic and science both are Greek. They are originated from Greek because forensics is not the English word and science also is not the English word. Both of them we can call them Greek or Latin. But why I am not saying Latin? Because Latin is nowadays almost dead. Still the language Greek is used in Greece and that is Cyprus, and still it is evolving and developing. So in science, especially at that time, lot of research was done there, and many terms are from Latin, that is Greek. So this forensic means, Greek means, that is mean forum, or we can say open court. So, and then science means it came from scio, is a Greek word. Scio means people who were having knowledge of environment, and surrounding around them. So these two terms are combined, forensic and science. So forensic means the legal aspect. The law is involved on the basis of scientific investigation. What type of law is applied to investigate, to detect the type of heinous crime? And when I am saying heinous crime, means it is murder, kidnapping, attempt to the murder, stealing, theft, lot of use of illegal drug pushing, carrying of lot of drugs. So in modern age, like that, and that is called under criminal jurisprudence, or we can say that criminal justice system is involved here under forensic investigation. And other crime is, that is civil, where civil law is applied. Civil law means where your property dispute is there, housing dispute is there, maybe social dispute like marriage dispute, and then some brother, sister, father, they are involved in some their personal dispute of distributing lot of wealth. This is all coming under civil. So two system of law is there. I am not law professor, but since I am teaching here, lecturing here on forensic science, so for those students who are going for forensic science, they must have the knowledge of, that is, legal system, that is, justice done to the crime, that is called criminal justice system, where the person is committing murder or killing or kidnapping, and how we are using the knowledge of science to detect, to investigate such type of injustice, crime. And the history goes like that. Actually, it is thousands of year old history. Roman, Greek, they were using autopsy, and they were with the help of their blood testing, whatever was involved. So still they were using, and what they were using at that time, some thousand years ago, that's why the word forensic came. Forensic means open space court, that is called forum of the people. So once if anything was happening in any of the locality where some maybe 100, 200 people are living, if somebody has committed murder, so the whole locality people, selected ones, elderly people, like today, just like here in Maiduguri, like village chief, Shehu, Emir, or some other respected, educated person, they used to come to a platform, forum, that is called court, open court. And open court in Greek means forensic. To decide, to have a collective decision what type of legal action we should take against that criminal who committed the crime of murder or kidnapping or anything, heinous crime. And from there it came, the word forensic science. And also the history goes like that, it started from 1886 up to 1927. The very famous Scottish novelist, means the writer, who wrote 4 novels and 54 stories. Still it is popular. Many youngsters, they are knowing it. That detective stories and novel by Scottish author. And in that fiction of the story book, he has mentioned lot of ways how to detect different type of crime by using science, scientific method. So from there, from 1986 onward, from that book, many people got the idea that, like, lot of fictions were there about the quantum computer, or even the about the electron in wave and particle, that is quantum entanglement. Already it was given in scientific fiction long ago, and today it is a reality. So in the same way, in that his novel and story books, that Scottish author, he mentioned lot of scientific method how to detect, and they got the idea from that and they started using it. That is the history and background of the word forensic. And when we are saying science, science is, that is experimental, statistical data, and it is quantified. So what definition I used to tell to students, I am telling here also, the word science is also Greek term which is injected in British dictionary as a science. Just like forensic word is Greek term, and it is injected in British library, English library dictionary, that is called forensic. Means it is open court, forum of justice. So in the case of science definition, still in many books which are of old volume and who are having limited knowledge of nature and energy, the definition is incomplete. It's not correct definition of science. So the word science is derived from scio, is a Greek term. Scio means at that time, that was thousands of years ago, anybody in the society who was having lot of knowledge about the surrounding, about the environment, and that man was known as scientist. People will say, oh no, Mr. X is scientist because he is having lot of knowledge of environment, about mountain, about the river, about the rain, about the desertification, all the natural activities, about the energy, what is happening, what are the things are going to be evolved, what are the things are going to be destroyed. So that word came from CO, that is called science. And today's science definition, if we are saying it should be like that, science is the systematic study. Again, I am repeating, science is the systematic study of nature with relation to energy change. And also, whatever data is there out of experimentation, it must be quantified. If that experiment, that statistical data, if it is not quantified, it is no more science, it is simply opinion. And there is a big difference in science and opinion. For example, just I am giving you a simple example. Some 300-400 years ago, there were local type of doctors. There was no thermometer. There was no measurement of temperature in Fahrenheit or centigrade. So when anybody was having high temperature, people will come. The one who was scientist, means he was having knowledge of nature, environment, and everybody. He will come and touch the body. He say, yeah, it is very hot. It's very hot. It is abnormal in the surrounding. So he should take such type of precautionary step. Mean he should not go and do the work. He should take tea. He should keep indoor, take rest, all these things. But that touching the skin and hand, the temperature was not quantified. There was no statistical data. It was all opinion. Somebody will say it is more hot. Somebody will say it is extremely hot. Somebody will say it is very less hot. So it was all different type of opinion. I call it opinion. Unless it is quantified and experiment is done, everything is opinion, and it is just like social science and political science, not science. Then some 100 years ago, one instrument came that is called thermometer. When thermometer was there, and when anybody is having any high temperature, they will come and first they will put in your mouth and wait for 1-2 minutes, and later on you have to remove and they will check. Oh, your temperature is 104 Fahrenheit or maybe 98 degrees centigrade. So in that case, they will say that it is high, because now that heat is converted into statistical data, that is in 1, 2, 3 number, 105, 106 degree, and that one is quantified. So that's why the latest definition of science today is that all study about the nature, about the energy around us, even the space technology, including quantum computer and the artificial intelligence, all technology, human activities must be quantified with statistical data and experimentation. That's why I used to say always I am deadly against, I am sorry to mention because this is my experience on the basis of experiment and scientific data. There are two branches. One is called astrology. One is called astrology. Other one is called astronomy. In India, people are, I call it believing, there is no any scientific quantification and statistical data for astrology. Because astrology I don't accept as a science. Sorry to mention, it's my personal opinion, it's my personal knowledge as a scientist, as a chemist. Astrology is a big scientific fraud. Astrology is a big scientific fraud. People are practicing in India and earning millions of dollars. Globally, they are practicing even in Europe and even in Nigeria. They are only giving their opinion and they are predicting on the basis of your birth in Maiduguri or in Kano state or in Lagos. That if you are born here on such date, then there will be impact of solar system. All rubbish, all non-scientific, anything which is not supported by experimental statistical data and it is not quantified is all scientific fraud and nothing else. So even there were so many people in India, long ago I challenged them, all those supernatural people, because they know some trick. That's why they say black magic or white magic or green magic or blue magic, so many music. I mean, there is a magic. So many magics are there. It's all different type of fraud. Or I can say is different type of art or trick. Nothing like supernatural power. Being Muslim, as a practicing Muslim in Islam, even in Christianity, our Prophet, peace be upon him, he mentioned very clearly some 14 years ago that somebody asked that you want supernatural. I said, no, don't mention this thing. Even I cannot tell that behind me, whatever is kept. He mentioned that even behind me, I can only mention what I can see in front. But behind me, whatever is kept, I don't know. So how can I predict the future? For another 50 years or 100 years. That this is going to happen, that is going to happen, Mr. X will become president, Mr. Y will be killed. All are just, it is scientific cheating and fraud. When you come to astronomy, astronomy is well-established science on the basis of instrumentation, on the basis of statistical data, and on the basis of quantification. It's the calculation of all the planets, their distance in light year, billions of light year, maybe 500, 400,000 kilometers, like our moon. According to astronomers, from here it is up to around 400 to 500,000 kilometers away. It will take 3-4 days, and by elliptical orbit, was Indian Chandrayaan is going to touch by either 23rd or 24th of August. It's all astronomy, physics, chemistry, supplying fuel, all under this scientific investigation, space technology. So this is science. It is your, and this is your scientific fraud. I know that many in India we call them spiritual babas. Babas means great people who are doing lot of fraud. They might be feeling offended. I don't mind, because I go by experimentation. I go by statistical data. I go by quantification. Unless it is quantified, is all fraud. Of course, you can say there is a political science, is a social science. That is, you can say that without experiment and without quantification. That is on the basis of different opinions. So this is what I have given some, all this background. I am going to give some definition, and later on I am going to continue on this forensic science, because forensic science, what happened in the University of Maiduguri, they are planning to introduce the forensic science or forensic medicine or forensic chemistry or forensic biology or forensic physics. Anywhere, any branch where forensic is added means it is a legal system combined with different branches. So I thought this is my scientific or chemistry approach to make the people to understand the very meaning of forensic science, forensic medicine, forensic biology. I will be discussing one by one. First, I will be discussing about forensic chemistry, forensic biology, forensic physics, then forensic toxicology, like that, one by one. So that's why to very much make it clear that the word forensic belongs to legal system. And here, if we are talking of forensic, means it is a criminal side where police is going, lawyers are going, and with chemists, with biologists, scientists, to investigate the murder or crime or kidnapping on the basis of scientific evidences. That is called forensic science. So forensic science is a complex science. It is including lawyers, criminals, judges, scientists, chemists, biologists, physicists, and also those who are in toxicology, in medicine, all are involved. On the basis of that, nowadays, crime is very much sophisticated, very much complex. And I will give some example of how technology is helping to investigate and to catch the criminals. Very, very sophisticated criminals. Without technology, it is not possible to reach them. So those things I will be taking one by one. So here I have written some of the very interesting facts, and those who are interested in forensic science, even including lecturers and professors also, and undergraduate, postgraduate students, to study about this, the story of that is scientific fiction by Scottish author, very interesting, and lot of forensic methodology is given in his novel, and some 54 stories, books. So it's very, very good. You will get on Google if you go on Google. Because I have gone through all these, that's why I am recommending. Number one, forensic science is the application of science to criminal and civil laws. That is the meaning of forensic science, and that are enforced by police agencies. Here police is involved, lawyers are involved, court is involved, judges are involved, scientists are involved. Agencies in a criminal justice system. Whatever forensic science investigation, experimentation is there, unless law faculty of University of Maiduguri is involved, unless the police agencies are involved, judiciary is involved, your all forensic investigation is incomplete. That's why I mentioned when there was some discussion about the forensic science, I saw that there is no room of law faculty. And without law, without criminal justice system, it is totally incomplete. And those students who are going for their undergraduate degree, it is my recommendation, being professor of medicinal chemistry, that there should be full involvement of law faculty of University of Maiduguri, and there should be one course designed by faculty of law to study, to understand the legal system. Law faculty, in a broad definition, it is the application of science to law. That's all. Science to law. Science and law, they are together. That is forensic science. Forensic means law, science means experimentation and quantification. As we know, our society today are very complex in terms of rule and law. We all know, especially in Maiduguri, lot of criminal activities are there, where some Boko Haram, some kidnappers, or some murderers, they are all involved, where lot of forensic investigation is there. Now, to follow the legal and justice system. Number two, today in the year 2023, many believe that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle is very, very popular from 1886 up to 1927. His detective novels, his detective small stories for youngsters, very popular. Go to Google and just type his name and about the detective novels. He wrote 4 novels and 54 detective stories. Had a considerable influence on polarizing scientific crime detection method. He mentioned lot of fiction detection of crime by using science, and that we called at that time science fiction. And that one today in 2023 is powerful tool, is correct. That is under forensic science. And through his fictional character, Sherlock Holmes, study in Scarlet in 1886 and between 1886 and 1927, detective novel, the strong marks, the first appearance of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. These dual characters are very interesting there, and that is Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, who would believe became the most famous detective duo in popular fiction of 4 novels and 54 stories. And I will recommend for Indian students who are in India, they can go to Cuckoo FM. There are up to millions of books, and there are more than 10,000 these books. They are given in, we can say, voice, telling stories, telling the fact and all the fiction. That Cuckoo FM is very famous in India, even outside India also, those who can understand the Indian language. And for Nigerians, my recommendation that please go and write on Google search to get the at least stories you can read of this Scottish author, to understand the very basic from where the concept of forensic science, forensic medicine, forensic chemistry was originated. So with this today I will stop here, but it is my planning, programming to deliver at least 12 lectures on forensic science, forensic chemistry, forensic biology, one by one, so that to make the young students today to understand the exact meaning and application of forensic science. With this I will stop once again. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.